Yo, what's up everyone? This is Kaizouwar here. So, at a Nintendo Indie Showcase, which I did not get a chance to watch because I was at work, they announced The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky the First, which is a remake of the very first Trails game, Trails in the Sky First Chapter, which I've been interested in the Trails series for a while now, but I never bothered to get into it because I've been getting a lot of mixed signals about what the best starting point is. Now, obviously, a lot of people told me that, okay, starting the first game, right? The first game is locked to Steam, and normally I wouldn't really trip about it, but I'm more of a console player myself. I would have preferred, like, if that game was at least on the PS, like a port, of those first three Sky games were on the PS4, PS5, Switch, yada yada, but they aren't. So I never really got into it. Another starting point, people told me that, hey, you can start the first Cold Steel game, and I thought about it, but I never really found myself getting. I've never really looked at those Cold Steel games and thought I should get into this because I've only looked at a little bit at the first game and it just didn't seem like something I would want to get into right away. And I saw Daybreak, and Daybreak was also another game that I thought about getting. I think that was the one I was planning on getting, eventually. But now that they announced Sky the First, I have no idea whether or not to just hold back on getting Daybreak and just getting Sky the First and then banking on them remaking Sky Second Chapter and Sky the Third. I don't know. I don't know where to bank on that, but I will be getting Sky the First because I am actually super excited. I've always wanted to get to the Trails games. People talk about it a lot. People rave about it a lot, seeing how this long series is still going with arcs and news games still coming out to this day, a story that's still being expanded upon, a world that's being constantly built upon. It's actually pretty cool to see in real time. Even though I haven't actually been into any of the games, but they look interesting to me enough to get into them. I just want to start at the beginning. I feel like it's kind of like that whole thing with Kingdom Hearts where you kind of need to start Kingdom Hearts 1 because starting at any other point in the series wouldn't really make sense. You can't really start at something like Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Even though it's like the past of Kingdom Hearts series, it wouldn't be recommended to start there. You could, but people could start at any game they want for any series. But to get the full experience, you should probably start at the beginning. And I think that's the same thing with the Trail series, that I should really begin with the first game. But again, just solely on Steam, and I just wasn't about that life. So it's awesome to see that this game is getting a remake. I am super excited. The game looks amazing. I think Daybreak also looked amazing, and to my knowledge, they're using a new in-house engine because they used, I think, Sony's Fire engine before for all their previous 3D Trails games, which that's a good jump because this new engine looks great. It immediately when I saw trailers and stuff for Daybreak and people talking about stuff about Daybreak, it actually caught my attention. I was like, damn, I have to get into this. I have to play this game and I want to know how to do so, right? And obviously Trails Through Daybreak is out now. You can get it again on PS4, PS5, Switch, Steam, etc., etc. And again, I've said before that I want to get into the Trail series, and I thought about getting Daybreak as my first game, but I've been hesitant on doing so because I'm not that I don't like feeling lost in specific games I play. Now, I don't know how much Daybreak is built off the previous games. I can understand maybe a cameo from a character or stuff like maybe items or a side story, very small things, right? That I could freely ignore or freely just say, okay, man, that's something from the previous games I gotta learn about. But I feel like I want the genuine experience, right? So I feel like I would like to start at the very first game to try to see if I'm interested enough to keep going further. Because yeah, I could play Daybreak, but it would feel weird to play the most current game and having to go back. It's not the first time I've done something like that for a specific series. But I think it would feel weird for me to play a JRPG that's been going like a series of JRPGs to play the most current one, an actual long running series that each game is tied together, to play the most recent one and then having to go backwards. It just feels weird to me that way. And I feel like I'm playing backwards just feels like a weird concept to begin with. But now with Sky the First, I don't think I need to do that. Now, in all honesty, I feel like I'm just gonna buy Daybreak anyway. I feel like if Daybreak ever does go on sale, I can't afford to get it at this moment. But I feel like whenever Daybreak goes on sale and I actually do cop it and play it, I think that would at least be an incentive for me to buy Sky the First. But if I don't get Daybreak and Sky the First does come out, by the time I, thought about getting Daybreak, maybe I'll get Sky at first and then work my way backwards and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to play one of these games, man. I just want to play one of these games and enjoy them, because I hear a lot of people talk a lot about them. I hear a lot of fans of the series really want other people to play it, want other people to get into, but they don't know how to get through. They don't know how to get people in, because there's some people who just don't want to go back to the first Trails game. Maybe too old for them, too outdated. Some people just won't go back and play older JRPGs, despite how good they may be, right? Some people just won't go back. And personally, for me, I don't care. I would literally play it if it was just unavailable on more platforms outside of Steam. That's the main reason why I haven't played Trails in the Sky first chapter yet. But here's hoping that this game comes out sooner than later, because I definitely want to try it out. I definitely want to play it, and I definitely want to see what these Trail fans were all about.